Okay, so we're gonna get started. I'm gonna be using my GoPro to get some footage, some close-up footage on my iPod, just to get a footage of the workbench. So let's go ahead and get started. First things first, one screw I did take out was my steering servo screw, my steering arm screw, because I took it out before when I was doing the first take, but my parents interrupted me and I lost the screw. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started now. So tilt this over for right now, and we'll go ahead and remove the front end chassis. Where can I put this camera? Well, I guess you guys can just see it. So we're going to go ahead and remove these 4 screws. I know one already is out because I lost it, but we'll go remove these 4 and then these 4. So 8 screws in total on the front. And once again, whenever you're using a drill, make sure you guys go slow. Well, right now I have taken this car apart, so I know what speed I can go take all these screws in. But make sure you guys go a little slow when you're tightening the screws, so you guys don't go ahead and strip any. So go ahead and take these out. So 4 screws on the front. 8 screws on the front, and 4, 5, 6 in the rear. One last screw, and then the front is out. So go ahead and make sure you guys know where all the screws are. And so now we can go ahead. I'm just trying to get my GoPro in places. So now we can go ahead and remove the front. So we got the front end of the chassis. There goes my GoPro, and we're just gonna move this for now. So move your electric chassis up to the side and bring out your nitro one. So let's go ahead and get started putting this chassis back on, this front end back on this chassis. So flip this over and pretty much just line it up. Could take some time, so you don't have to do it twice. There we go. First part is in. Oh, there we go. Get this wire out here. So I'm going to go put in these screws just to support it for now, I guess. Then I'll give you guys a better camera angle. Don't tighten them down all the way, because if you do, you will either end up stripping your screw or stripping the plastic threads in the bulkheads or wherever you're tightening down these screws. So just screw it in just enough to grab. We'll do the front. Need my little skid plate, whatever. Kind of bumper, but it's a pretty lousy bumper. Oh, my mom just came home, but I'm just gonna keep going. There we go. So we got most of the front end in. Now we're gonna go ahead and, sorry for the background noise, guys. My mom just came in. So yeah, let's go do these screws. So there we go, my mom finally left, so I'm going to start talking again. Right now, we just put the whole front chassis on. Sorry for moving my camera around, I kind of lost a screw. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get the rear end off the other chassis. So to get the rear end off the chassis, what we're going to have to do is remove these 4 screws, and these 2 screws right here. Bigger hex. So let's go ahead and undo these. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3. And the last one, there's 4. So those 4. Now we can remove these 2 right here. Sorry if my GoPro's shaking, it's actually just laying on my chassis right now. There we go, my front end, my rear end just came off. There we go, now we got my rear end off and we got the electric chassis. So now we can go put this chassis away and start working on the Nitro one. Well, finish the Nitro one, I should say. Move my GoPro out of the way, set some things up. Huh, that's really high without the chassis on it. Anyway, move these screws all to the side and get your Nitro chassis in here. Here's my Nitro chassis. Let's go ahead and install it. The rear end's a lot easier because you don't have to deal with the steering or anything like that. But just take your time when you're aligning the things so you don't have to do it twice. There you go. These 4 screws up here and then these 2 screws over here if I can line them up properly. There we go. Slide in your chassis skid plate, I guess it would be called. And we can go ahead and screw these 2 screws in. So I'm just going to do this up here because it's a lot easier actually. There we go, we got 1 screw in. Da, da, da. 2 screws, now I'm going to put this over like this. And we can tighten down. So now we can tighten down the rest of the screws. Got a couple more, 4 more screws, and I'll be done. Da, da, da. Last 2 screws. Make sure they're in properly. There we go. These ones, if we're holding your car upside down, the screws go all the way in pretty much, and then but they do grip on with a little nut and bolt on the other side, but the bolt is already in place. So yeah. So there we go. So there we go, guys. We got our Nitro chassis now all up and running. Pretty quick. Let's see. That only took around 7 minutes, but I was also talking on the camera and getting my camera in different locations, so it might be a little bit faster. One more thing, what you have to do is hook up your servo arm, but I don't have it installed right now because this chassis is not complete yet. But yeah, so that's just 1 more screw right here. Make sure when you guys are going ahead with the drill that you guys don't put so much pressure on these screws because these screws do strip, trust me, I know, and that you don't want to strip out the plastic threads on some of the parts. So yeah. That's pretty much about it. As you guys can see, it only took around 7 minutes, or I think maybe 6 minutes to do the actual conversion. So I got my Nitro. So yeah, since my Nitro chassis isn't, isn't ready, I'm gonna go convert back to my electric chassis, and maybe, hopefully, I don't know. I want to do a run video, but I'm also leaving tomorrow, so I won't be able to. But